call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. It's a public meeting. Councillor Jameson sends his regrets. Any declaration of interest in general nature thereof, please speak it now. Seeing none, we'll move on to number 3 on the agenda, purpose of the meeting, zoning bylaw number 07-079, consolidation of text. Madam Planner, would you like to speak to this?
Thank you, through your worship. Notice for this meeting was provided in accordance with the Planning Act. It was published in Brockville this week and Kingston this week. What this amendment is it's proposing to add a provision to the zoning bylaw, a general provision, which allows for the correction of numbering, cross-referencing, grammar, punctuation, typographical errors, and revisions in a manner to allow for the consolidation of zoning amendments that have been approved by council into one document, but allows us to do it without bringing forward specific amendments for each time there's a consolidation added into the zoning bylaw. So the zoning bylaw right now hasn't been consolidated since 2011. So there's a number of amendments that have been approved through council that haven't been consolidated into the broader document. In reviewing that and looking at that, there's a number of section references that need to change. There's cross-references within the document itself that need to be updated. So this proposed provision to be added to the zoning bylaw allows for those technical amendments to occur, which corrects all of the numbering references, corrects all of the section references, but does not impact any of the intent or the details of the amendments that have been approved through council. What this does in bringing forward this amendment is will allow us to have one consolidated zoning document, so it'll make it easier and more efficient to review the zoning for properties. It also sets us up to move into our comprehensive zoning bylaw review in next year, where we'll be reviewing the text of our zoning bylaw to make sure that it's consistent with our official plan as well as the provincial policy statement. So next year, following out of the work plan, we have a comprehensive zoning review, and in order to launch into that, we need a consolidated zoning document. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. There has been no public input in response to the notice that was provided.
Thank you, Madam Planner. Any questions or discussion on this report? Deputy Mayor Lackey.
So basically, this is just tidying up some housekeeping. Moving forward, it's going to provide us with a nice transition into what we need to do.
That's correct. It provides for a consolidated zoning document.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Councillor Maybe?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor, and through you. The document will be completed. Is there a duration of time that it's going to be in production and modified and brought up to the standard of today, and then will come back to us?
Through your worship, subject to approval of this amendment, we have a draft of the consolidated document, which would then be provided on our website for the public to review. Approval of this amendment would allow us to produce that final document. We wouldn't propose to distribute it. It's a substantial document, but we'd make it available to anybody that wants to review zoning on the website. And then again, that would form the basis of moving into our zoning review next year.
Any further questions for the planner? Councillor Gorell.
Thank you, and through you, Your Worship. Looking at the summary page that was provided, application number, bylaw status, amendment type, is that going to be expanded so that people could read that and understand without spending a day trying to find something? Would that be expanded to include a few particulars about each of those? Or would it be up to the individual to delve deep into those and find out the particulars? I'm a little lost. I've read lots of the XX, and I just wonder, where does this fit into that? Thank you very much.
Through your worship, this table is just an example of the amendments that are being made to the master document itself. So we wouldn't be proposing to modify this, but this is the changes that have been made. So for example, if you look at the first line, there was a special exception zone that was approved as an RS33. In the new consolidated document, it would be an RS50 zone. So it just is updating the references within the text itself. We do have a consolidated set of maps, but we're not looking to have those approved at this point in time. We're looking at doing the text amendment, and then new mapping would come out of our new zoning exercise.
So it's literally housekeeping because the references are outdated or incorrect or, like it said, grammatical errors, that sort of thing. Okay. Any further questions for the planner? Councillor Fody.
Thank you, Your Worship. Through you to the planner. Was there any consultation questions or any of the like from the general public?
Through your worship, no, we received no input whatsoever with respect to this amendment.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions or comments in regards to this report? Seeing none. Motion on the floor moved by Councillor Mabey, seconded by Councillor Fody, that the public meeting adjourn. All those in favor, please signify. All those opposed, carried.